Yo, what is up? Twitch Prime is back. India care package has dropped. We're going to talk a little bit about it, and then we have a Manticore video for you up ahead. But first, remember to subscribe if you're here for the first time. Turn on your notifications. It helps a lot, especially if you're here for the modpack videos. Also, give this video a like if you have enjoyed a little bit of the information and tips that you get out of this video. Well, here you go. Twitch Prime, you get three crew books for each nation. 3 crew books worth 60,000 XP for your crew for each nation. You also get camo. That's quite a cool looking camo there, to be honest with you. Of course, the highlight is going to be the female commander with the 3 skill commander, which is going to be amazing. You also get 2 tanks on rental, which is the Kayanavon Action X with 100% crew. Of course, the Patriot as well with 100% crew. And if you decide to keep it, you can get a 15% discount. Here's the camo of the Twitch Prime India package. It's quite cool. I like it. It's very cool. To be honest with you, I no longer have Twitch Prime, but I got this Twitch Prime care package as a gift. When you are watching one of the streamers, there is a community gift thing that goes on with Twitch right now, and that's how you can get your Twitch Prime package. All you need to do is be watching some of the streamers. They collect the community gifts and then they distribute it out. You can watch as many streamers as you want. What happens is, if you are a Twitch Prime member, you can donate into a community, like a gift community chest, you could say. Each Twitch Prime member has 3 opportunities to give out the India care package gifts, so you can donate to any one of your favorite streamers. At the end of the stream, they will donate all these packages out to their viewers. Now, a lot of these streamers are getting a lot of these packages, so your chances of actually getting one of these packages is quite high. Oops, that's a skill there. But anyway, what I wanted to say was, if you have a program like this one, multi-Twitch, where you can turn on 4 streamers at the same time, you can leave it running, and your chances, I suppose, is going to be higher for you to get one of these community gift packages that you can get out of this streamer. So I hope you got a little bit of tips out of that, how you can get it free if you don't have a Twitch Prime account. But anyway, today's video is about the Manticore Tier 10 British light tank. Now, I don't have this tank in my live account, but I do have it in the common test server, and we are on highway north spawn. Now, instead of going into the water, I've decided to go down south all the way to the, see if I can spot them going into the city. Why am I doing that? Well, they have a T100 LT. That is the only threat that I can think of. Well, there is another bat chat there as well. There's a bat chat and a T100 LT. That is my main threat. So what I'm going to do is try to avoid the T100 LT, but there we go, we spot him. I have the HE loaded for my first shell, and that explains my slow HE shell velocity, but I'm playing with 195 ping here, so I'm not expecting a good result. Here's my first mistake. I do well spotting them, but I made a mistake by not being in the bush and then making a shot. This is the first mistake I make. I shouldn't have done that. Instead, what I should have done, just gone to the bushes and spot them out and then leave. I decided to take a shot, and on top of that, I was also in the open, so that was my first mistake. Now, I managed to escape without getting injured, so that's a good thing. Now, the next thing I want to do is actually, now that I've spotted out the bat chat and where the T100 LT is, I want to go down into the river and get into the bush where I can spot down the enemy team that is on the western side of the map. Now, where we spotted the T100 LT now, that is the place where I know he got spotted, he got damaged. Now he's going to run away probably onto the west side of the map. Now, the Manticore does 390 damage, but it's not the only light tank in tier 10 that does 390 damage. A lot of other tanks do it as well, but only difference is this tank does it in every 13.5 seconds, which is ridiculous. And look at this resistance value. When it hits the water, the tank almost comes to a stop and almost wants to float in the water. Very terrible terrain resistance on this tank. 13.5 seconds reload time. It's crazy. The DPM on this tank 1743. It's absolutely terrible. Every other tier 10 light tank is better than this tank. Penetration is 248, which is quite good for a tier 10 light tank compared to other tanks, but with a 13.42 seconds, it's not too great, to be honest with you. The APCR shells on this tank is not much better. Only 268 penetration. Well, 268 is really good penetration, but for 13.5 seconds of reload time, it's really ridiculous. Now I have my crew maxed out, BIA, food, and all that bullshit, and it's still 11.5 seconds of reload time. It is terrible. The only redeeming quality in this tank is the camouflage values, which although it's worse than the EBR, of course nothing as good as the EBR or any of the good light tank camouflage values, but I still have 44% camouflage values on this tank after it's been specced out with camouflage and even the directives natural cover. 44% is not too bad, but this tank, like I said, if you're going to compare it with other light tanks, that was my second mistake there. In this game, I drove out to a position under the bridge where the previous where I spotted the bat chat earlier on the southern side of the map could have sniped me, and there was someone shooting me and hit the dirt. So that's my second mistake, really bad mistake there. I could have ended my life there if the FV4005 had connected on me. But what was I saying? Yes, the camouflage values on this tank is pretty good compared to other tanks and other light tanks. 44% after it's maxed out, even with the directives from the natural cover directives that you get with bonds. You turn that on and you have your BIA vents. Probably you get it up to 44%, which is pretty good. But other than that, there is not much really good about this tank, to be honest with you. And it is not good because we are comparing this against the T100LT, EBR 105s, the 13105s, the Sheridans. If you, in a perfect world, when you're coming up in a match, the perfect matchmaker would be matching another Manticore on the enemy team. That would be the perfect scenario, and that would absolutely make it fair. But it doesn't often match you up with another Manticore on the enemy side of the team. Sometimes you get to fight against an EBR, which you have no chance against, or a T100LT. Now, if the enemy T100LT played it well, he would have beaten me easily. Now, you saw me take an ninja assassination attempt there, which worked out well for me. Now, this tank, you don't approach your enemy close and try to circle them. But in this occasion, these two tanks were on one shots, and with 390 alpha on my tank, I could take them out. So, which is why I approached and tried to take them out. Now, I should have used my first aid kit there before I took that shot on the E50, but it was too late. I thought I could take that shot even with the damaged crew, with the stunned crew, but it didn't work out that way for me. By the time I could come and finish this guy off, he was already dead, so that's okay. The good thing is we overcome that against the odds, and like I said, this tank is played on its own merits. You can't really play it against other light tanks. You can't compare it to other light tanks. You can compare it to another Manticore and how it's performing on the enemy team, but you shouldn't try to judge this tank against an EBR 105 or a T100LT. You can't do that because it doesn't work that way. This tank is a very balanced tank, and personally I do like this tank. I do not hate this tank at all. I'll be honest with you, it is no match for other light tanks. There are better light tanks out there, but kudos to Wargaming for not making this tank overpowered or, you know, have too much advantage. I do like the way they balance this tank, but because we've been spoiled with the overpowered light tanks like the EBRs, who have a tremendous advantage with its speed and mobility, the T100 LT with its DPM, reload time, camouflage values, is really hard to compare against those kind of tanks. But here you go, over 5,000 of spotting damage. I've got the patrol duty badge, also did a little bit of damage for myself, got a first class badge for it, and that's my review of the Manticore. If you're going after this tank, you know, don't be too dismayed. You can't compare it to other tanks, compare it to itself. If you want a challenge, if you enjoy a challenge, this is not a bad tank to have, but this is but like I said, don't compare it to other tanks, just compare it to itself. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you get your Twitch India package as well. I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.